What's up, Dyers? Dargugan here. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 4 worst infected or special infected in this game. Now, just a disclaimer, the regular zombies not going to be in this video because it's not a special. But anyway, let's do this. Alright, so coming into our number 4 spot on this list is the Banshee. Now, I have a problem with the Banshee, and it involves her first and second stage. So, what is her first stage? Her first stage is that she's this calm zombie that does not resort to violence and does not harm anybody else or any survivor. And her second stage is when she's damaged, she'll grow in rage and go on a rampage, dealing thousands of damage per second. Well, not really, only 30 or something like that. Now, the problem is the Banshee has to be damaged to get to her second stage. So in these clips, you can clearly see that we're just running into the Banshee, and she's not taking any damage. I don't know what that guy is doing right there, but either way, it's just that the Banshee has to be damaged just so they can be able to go into Super Saiyan mode and just be able to now dominate. And that's the main problem, because mostly when I play Banshee, I just have to accept that I'm not going to get damaged and I'm just going to have to give up. And when I do get damaged, I'm just like, alright, I'm playing with some noobs. But either way, it's just that the stage where she's just all calm and she has to be damaged to get to her second stage, it's just really bad. Now, you can obviously use this, you can obviously get to the second stage by either going into, gunfire by survivors, or into, what's it called, the flaming Molotov, or maybe even to a pipe bomb. But either way, you just have to be damaged just so you can get to the second stage. And maybe when you get to the second stage, you're already low because they shot an RPG at you. And that's bad. Now, what's it called? A tip I want to say to be able to give a buff to the Banshee is you could probably make it so there's a certain amount of infected that are killed, and let's say if there's 5 infected killed, she'll immediately go into her second stage. I think that's pretty good, but at the same time, not really. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And let's move on to our number 3 spot. Now, coming into our number 3 spot on this list is the Bloater. Now, I need to talk about what my problem is with the Bloater right away. The problem is that the Bloater is too easy to kill. Now, of course, he does have a crap ton of HP, but it's just that he's very, very slow. Probably the slowest in the game, apart from the Banshee. But his first ability, or which is the only ability, is where he vomits on the survivors, giving him that what's it called? Vomited effect, where they can't see anything and just blind. And also, it does 20 damage, I think, which is pretty decent. So if there's somebody really low, just throw it on them, and they'll most likely die from that if they don't have armor. Or if they do have armor, just spray it on them, and they'll probably take away their health pretty easily. And although he's pretty strong of us, what's it called? His ability's decently good. What's it called? The best thing about him is when he explodes, he deals damage to whichever survivor shoots him, but only if they're near. So let's say a guy shoots you and you're the Bloater, and with a shotgun, and he's 1 inch away from you, you'll easily almost do 50 damage, or I think 100 damage, I don't know, but it's a crap ton of damage. So mostly what I do is I vomit it on them, and then I'll just start chasing them. And if I'm right next to them, like this in this clip, I'm just gonna wait for them to kill me, or I kill them with my explosion, or just hitting them to death. But he's in a decent spot in this game, and either way, I wouldn't really change anything much from him, apart from the fact that he should maybe make his vomit do a little bit better, a little bit more damage, or just the blind thing a little bit longer, or something like that. But either way, he's in a good spot, and although he's pretty decent, it's just the fact that he dies very quickly to me, because I usually aim for that headshots, and he usually dies fast, and you really just don't want them to explode in your face and you losing 500 HP. Alright, now we're getting close to number 1, but either way, let's get to the number 2 spot, which is the Spitter. I have a lot of problems with this special infected. Number 1, her recharge time for her ability is so long that I could probably buy a house and probably even win 500 games in probably Fortnite when her ability is done. Her second problem is the fact that her spit doesn't do that much damage. Now, what I mean by this is the fact that it only does 10 damage per second or per hit. it's just not that much in my opinion. Now, what I could give a buff to her is you could probably make what's it called, the acid pool do like, I don't know, like 3 more damage every time if they're longer in the acid pool. So like if they're in the acid pool more than a second, then it can grow from like 10 damage to 13 to like 16 to 20 to like 25, 30, like that. And that would make her a lot more deadlier and a lot more, alright, let's get out of here before it gets all heckin' loose in here. I don't know. And either way, her ability's just not that useful. Now, there are some tips I'm gonna be using for you guys, or showing to you guys, and one of those tips is the fact that, what's it called? Her main tactic to use her ability when it shines is to use it when a hunter, a tangler, is on a survivor. So for an example, a hunter is on a survivor, so you use the spit on the hunter and the survivor, so there'll be more damage taken, and that way the survivor will die faster. That's really good, in my opinion. Another tip you can actually use for the spitter is you could use her spit to eliminate survivors that are like in 1 HP, like right there you just saw. And in my opinion, that's probably one of the good ones, because instead of you going up to them and slapping them so they can die, you could just snipe them from across the map like you're some sort of sniper from the military, and easily get that $50 or $100, and you won't be able to lose that much HP, and you guys can have a better advantage. And also that means a zombie is recruited as well. And most of all, the one other one that I actually really like with the spitter is to literally push a entire survivor camping spot out of their place. And another thing is you could use her spit to be able to block out areas and pathways they have to use. Like you see right there, I used the spit to block the staircase, but he still went through it, and because of that he took like 30 to 40 health. And overall, those little tips that I just told you guys about, I think those would really help, especially the one of the hunter one, the one blocking them out of their bases, and the other ones where you could block hallways and stuff, making them either hold out or find a different way or just push through the acid. And overall, I think she's an okay character, but her damage kind of needs to be buffed, or less her recharge thing kind of would be just like 1 second faster or something like that. But either way, she's in a decent spot and is not that good. Behold, the worst Left 4 Survival special infected to ever exist is the Crawler. Every time I get the Crawler, I just want to kill myself immediately. That's how bad the Crawler is and how pointless the zombie is. I don't even know if we could call this a special infected, because in my eyes, it's a zombie that's supposed to be Usain Bolt, but on all fours, and a regular zombie. That's it. That's basically the Crawler. Another thing is that the Crawler can't climb. It can't climb. And basically, it's just a zombie on all fours that just runs fast. That's it. There's nothing else to this zombie. And you call this a special infected when it has no special abilities. I call this a waste of a zombie slot. I'm sorry for that. But either way, why is it even in the game? It should be just a regular zombie. Like sometimes when you spawn in, it should be just a regular zombie. I have no tips really for the Crawler. The only ones I have is just to go around in circles. Like, that is basically the only tip, just to go 360, spinning around, and hopefully get 1 hit. Now, I can't really blame the people who made this game, because, I mean, they needed a zombie where they could be creative or something like that. But at the same time, why a zombie that has no purpose? A buff, like a massive buff, would probably be let the zombie climb, like surfaces that are not climbable, like not like stairs, but like trees, walls and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. But more or less, if they don't think of anything else, I just have to question why this is even in the game. Alright, so we made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching all my videos. It really helps me out and also supports me. And overall, just what do you guys think about my opinion on this video? Do you agree with me? Disagree? Which zombies do you think should have been on this list? Tell in the comments below, and I'll see you all in 5 years.